During my trip to Scotland, I decided to go on a tour of the Highlands. Since it's my first time seeing the Scottish Highlands, I really wanted a local tour guide to tell me more about the scenery and history of Scotland. The tour would be 13 hours long, which initially was a little bit intimidating, but turned out to be completely worth it.
So just round about here, folks. Welcome to the Highlands, folks. Fáilte don Ghaeltacht. Welcome to the Highlands of Scotland.
I left my hotel in Edinburgh around 6:30 in the morning and made my way to the meeting point. After meeting the tour guide, we got onto a small but comfortable tour bus and started our journey at 7:15 a.m.
Perfect way to practice your Scottish accents, yeah? So it's Loch, Lomond and the Trossachs. Will we all say that together? Loch.
Before reaching the Highlands, we had a coffee stop in Callander.
Which way is the river again?
Yeah, it's just straight ahead. If you go down towards the main street, you'll see a gap between the buildings and it's just straight down there.
Brilliant, thank you.
We have just arrived in Callander and we're going to head down to the bakery to grab a coffee. Apparently there's a very good bakery here because it is very early in the morning. Not many places are open, but that is okay because this is just a little coffee break stop before heading into the Highlands. Even though it's September, the weather is quite brisk today, so I'm glad I've got my thermals on. There's also a river down there. It's a very little river. It looks a bit like a canal, to be honest. Callander is a small town and it's quite a popular stop for tours that are going into Highlands because there's a few cafes here and there's one particular cafe that is open early in the morning. So I think if you take a tour into the Highlands, you will most likely stop in Callander. It's so quiet. It's really beautiful. After a short stop in Callander, everyone was really excited because our next destination were the Scottish Highlands.
The Highland fault line, which is like a geological fault or a crack in the Earth's surface, and everything to the north of that line is considered to be the Highlands, and everything to the south of that line, where we are now, is considered to be the lowlands. And we're getting very close to the line now. So just round about here, folks. Welcome to the Highlands, folks. Fáilte don Ghaeltacht. Welcome to the Highlands of Scotland.
Along the way to our main destinations, we had several incredibly scenic photo stops.
Gone are the fields and the open spaces. Yeah, we're in a deep, narrow valley called a glen.
These are the kind of places you would probably find in a fairy tale, and no amount of footage could do them justice. What made them even more amazing were the stories told by our tour guide. Our tour guide also had a playlist of music that was relevant to the area. This could be a song by someone who was a local, a song in Gaelic that had a more traditional theme, or a song from a film that was shot in the location that we were passing.
This is from the movie From Russia with Love, and the singer is a man with a velvet voice.
One of my absolute favourite and most beautiful places was this remote cottage in Glencoe. This is a very popular spot with photographers and you can find many images of this cottage online. But of course, none of them come close to seeing this incredible area in real life. Our next stop was the Caledonian Canal, just north of Fort William. We just made a quick stop at the Caledonian Canal, just to walk around, stretch our legs before heading towards Mallaig. It's very peaceful. That's the one similarity I find with pretty much every place that we stopped at. It's very peaceful, very picturesque, very quaint. So this is the tour guide company that I decided to go with. The tour that I picked is actually very, very new. I think they only started doing it in July, if I'm not wrong. But it is their longest day trip, which is 13 hours. And the tour guide is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He knows so much. You can ask him anything and he will have an answer for it. I absolutely love it. Our next main stop was at the end of the road to the Isles, Mallaig. This commercial fishing port has a population of around 1,000 people. Aside from its charm, one of the top attractions in Mallaig is the Jacobite steam train that was featured in the Harry Potter films. It's pretty amazing seeing it close up. Despite being in a remote location, Mallaig is a great base if you want to explore the surrounding areas. So Mallaig is a working port on the west coast of the Scottish Highlands. This is our furthest point on this tour. From here on, we're gonna head back down to Edinburgh. The coastline is very interesting because you can see the main coastline that looks out to all the islands, but you also have this beautiful harbour that's full of boats. This is also your main stopping point if you want to get to any of the islands, like the Isle of Skye. There is actually a ferry that goes back and forth several times a day from the port of Mallaig to the Isle of Skye. I want to get some lunch now. I might get some chips. There's many places here where you can stop for lunch, but I'm just worried because the seagulls, they look hungry. They look like they want to steal my food. So this is the town centre of Mallaig, and it looks very small, and it is, but there are actually quite a few places where you can go and relax and have lunch and just have a very chill day. This place looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna go in here and maybe get a little snack. I'm gonna get some chips. I'm gonna head back to the tour bus now because we've got quite a few stops left on the way back to Edinburgh, and I'm really excited to see the viaduct. That is something that has been on my list for such a long time. Oh, there's the train, by the way. That is the famous steam train, and we're gonna have a closer look at it later on. You can ride it, but you just have to book your tickets way ahead in advance because it's very, very popular. Look at the beautiful view behind me. This is also known as the necklace of volcanoes, and the mountains on these islands are the remains of magma chambers that lay beneath volcanoes active 60 million years ago. It's actually time for us to head back onto the bus tour as we have many other stops left before our final destination back in Edinburgh. I really wish we could spend more time here because this place is so beautiful and so quiet. This is somewhere I would definitely see myself coming back for a couple of days. Our next main destination would be in Glenfinnan. Along the way, we had a few photo stops where we could appreciate some of the Scottish nature and scenery. We have just stopped at the bridge overlooking River Mora. It's only a very short drive away from Mallaig. It's very picturesque and it still has that sea scent to it. The water here is so clear. It's so clear, look at this. So we just stopped in Glenfinnan. I'm currently walking up the trail, up a little hill to see the viaduct and the train going past. It says here it's a 2-minute walk, so it shouldn't take too long at all. But yeah, I can't wait to see the train. Look at these views. So to get to the viewpoint, you just walk up these stairs. It's about a 5-minute walk maximum. But there is also a second route. We made it to Glenfinnan and I just went up this little hill to get a better view of the beautiful valley and also the viaduct. We're going to be watching the steam train go past on the viaduct at 3:20 today. So everybody is gathered on this hill waiting for it to go by. There are actually 2 viewpoints. You can have one closer to the viaduct and one also on top of this hill where I'm sitting. The reason I picked this viewpoint is because you get this incredible view of the valley on one side and you get the viaduct on the other, and it's just a bit more scenic. But if you're here just for the viaduct and you want to see the train a bit more close up, I recommend going the other way. That was so cool! And everybody was so quiet, aside from that one person that was like, choo-choo! That was a wonderful experience. I know it's really simple because it's just a train going past, but it was just so nice to watch. Overall, this has been a ton of fun. You get to see so much Scotland, and the best thing about going with a tour guide is that you actually get real information. You're not just Googling it yourself, but you're getting knowledge from a local, which is really awesome, and I've learned so much today about the Scottish Highlands. The tour is 13 hours long, but trust me, it goes by so fast because you're seeing so many places. It goes by really, really fast. I feel that I definitely made the right choice going up this route to see the viaduct and the train because you get to see so much, whereas the other route, I think you do get to see the train close up, but you kind of miss out on the valley a little bit, and I wouldn't want to miss that, you know. I don't want to miss the nature. I am just picking out a postcard to take home with me as a little souvenir. I'm gonna get this one
Because it's so cute.
Now on to our last two stops, the Laggan Dam and Pitlochry. The Laggan Dam was so magically tranquil that it looked like something you would find on a postcard.
That water is so still, it looks like a photo, like a still photo. It's so beautiful.
So this is where the most remote railway station in the UK is, just here, called Carrower. So there's no roads, about 10 miles from the nearest road. It's a very isolated route through the mountains where there's no roads at all. Look at Ben Nevis, look at how polished it is. That's the highest mountain, Ben Nevis.
How long does it take to summit, would you say?
Maybe 3 to 4 hours. It's from sea level all the way to the top.
After leaving Laggan Dam, we had a quick snack break in Pitlochry. We all decided to get a little Scottish souvenir, a condensed milk and butter confection known as a tablet. I also got a whiskey ice cream. The flavour reminded me of a rich caramel.
I got mint chocolate chip.
It's actually really nice. I expected it to have more of an alcohol flavour, but it's more, like Kim said, more of a caramel flavour. I also picked up some tablet, which I've never tried before. It's a traditional Scottish sweet, so I thought I have to try it if I'm here.
So after many hours of exploring the Scottish Highlands, we made our way back to Edinburgh.
So that is it for the tour. We managed to get it finished in 12 and a half hours, and to get to my hotel is this really spooky way called Milnes Court. Isn't that a spooky little passageway? But that's how you get to the meeting point of all the tour buses. But yeah, we're done.